Hello, my name is Sean Hoddy. This is another edition of Lockdown Aikido. Today we're going to discuss the processes and procedures we're putting into place for a safe return to Aikido. This can also be used club level, organisational level and association level. So what we've done as a club, I have written procedures that are going to go out to all the members. These are put on our club website so people can read these and fully understand. Those procedures are going to be documented into our risk assessment. Again, this is going to go onto our club website and our Aikido COVID indemnity form. And again, that's going to be documented in our risk assessment. As you know, the English government has stated that they're allowing sports centres within England to open up on Saturday the 25th of July. So a part of that process is that hall owners, sports centres, any providers of facilities will have to do their own COVID risk analysis. So that risk analysis will include the access and egress of their sites and the use of their sites for users such as us, martial artists, dance schools, any sporting organisation. They will expect, because they've done the risk analysis, they will expect any users who use these facilities to have done the same thing. So put processes in place so that when people are using their site, people are practicing martial arts, dance, sport in a safe way. So that is with social distance and control measures that are put in place to control our members. Now, you may be asking what qualifies me to talk to you about this subject. Well, I spent most of my career as a health and safety specialist. I worked for a global company, international plant and equipment and vehicle maker called C&H International. They made Iveco products, Case tractors, New Holland tractors and various other subsidiaries of those companies. So my role there, I worked in the Basildon tractor plant, and my role then was as a safety specialist. My current role, I do some, in a small way, I'm semi-retired, but I do some health safety consultancy from time to time. I'm qualified to grade IELTS level, so what you're getting is something from a trained safety person, not just showing off of Facebook. So as I said, what we're putting into place is our procedures, and all of our classes, as we're moving forward, all of our classes will have to be modified. Obviously very hard to do social distancing with Aikido because it is a contact martial art, or if we do the sporting side, a contact sport. But we've had to modify our classes for social distancing. So within our procedures, just put my glasses on, within our procedures I've written junior guidance and adult guidance. So this reads as though the junior is stating this, so it says, before I leave home and go to Aikido, I will, if I exhibit any signs of infection, follow government guidelines on self-isolation and stay away from training. I will ensure that my BAA membership is up to date So members, please check that. Obviously in lockdown your BAA membership may have lapsed. BAA membership is a part of your insurance policy, so you need to get that up to date for member to member insurance, even though we will not be touching each other. I will have a shower, or as a minimum ensure I'm clean and washed. So then you need to wash your hands and your feet. You need to ensure that your gi is washed after each session. Ensure that you wash your zori as well, so your flip-flops or slippers or anything you use to walk to the tatami, please ensure they're clean as well. You will, before training, be expected to fill in the COVID-19 indemnity form. So this indemnity form gives details, that's a date, your name, contact details, so that's email, telephone number. It will ask if you have currently been diagnosed with COVID-19, yes or no. Obviously, if you answer yes, it'll ask, do you display a high temperature or fever, have a new or continuous cough, loss or change of your sense of smell, a new unexplained shortness of breath, and have you been in contact with someone who has been confirmed with COVID-19 within the previous 14 days. If you're over 18, you will sign this. If you're under 18, your parents will sign this. This can be done electronically. I've designed this so it can be downloaded off our club website. I will email all our members who have given me their email addresses. This needs to be forwarded to me before the class. I don't want people just turning up who we don't know. So this will be used as a booking type of system. We ask people to go to the lavatory before they leave home. That's to minimise the use of the toilets within the sports centre. We want to try and control your social distancing while you're within the sports centre as much as possible. We ask you to put your gi on before you travel, to put your gi on at home. When you travel, please ensure that if you're wearing a gi, you cover it with a tracksuit. You can wear leggings or rash guards to limit sweat transmission while you're training. If you are travelling by public transport, abide by government guidelines and social distancing rules. So make sure you wear your face mask. We require you to bring the following items in a personal bag. So you've already signed your indemnity form, so that we've got that. So when you come to the class, we'd like you to have a water bottle, plasters, some sort of sticky tape, scissors for cutting the tape, a small towel, antibacterial hand sanitizer, some form of tissues, that could be kitchen roll or just general tissues, antibacterial wipes, disposable gloves, obviously your face mask, and your weapons. That's Tanto, Bokken and Joe. If you're using Bokken and Joe, you must not share it with other people. On arrival to the centre, please follow the signage and control measures that the centre have put into place. As I've stated, they will be doing exactly the same as us. They'll be doing their own risk analysis, so please follow their guidelines. Limit the use of toilets and changing rooms and the shower facilities. As I said, this is so we can control your social distancing as much as possible while you're on site with us. You may be asked to go through an infrared thermal thermometers for temperature check. That's pre-entry to the sports centre. The sports centre will have hand sanitizer, so please use that on arrival. If there's any problems, obviously you're carrying hand sanitizer. That's a part of the requirement of training, and the club will also have hand sanitizer made available. Parents and carers may ask to be waiting in the car park and return after the session. This may be something that the sports centre put in place, or if there's limited room, we need to ensure that everyone can socially distance in a safe way. Now, if you're in a big area, now at Essex Aikido Dojo, we're lucky. We work in a big sports hall. We can probably social distance the parents who come. But if we're go up into the dance studio where the area is much smaller and tighter, parents may be asked to wait elsewhere. We're probably going to have a phased start in the club. So we state that the tatami will be clean following government guidance, but we need to ensure that the sports centre or providers of the hall, if they own the mats, what they're doing in regards to sanitation. So we could be training without tatami. So when you get into the dojo, wait for the coach to invite you onto the tatami or into the training areas. As stated, you can put leggings under your gi to limit sweat transmission. Be prepared for smaller classes to take place so we can maintain social distance. What we'll be doing, we'll be providing you with a designated area round about 3 metres square. That will be your training area, and you don't move from that 3 metre square area while you're training. You have no contact with anyone else on the mat unless they're from your same household or same social bubble. We ask you to stand in the middle of your personal area and place your personal belongings in that personal area as well. So you haven't got to run across the training area to get weapons, drinks, bits and pieces. Everything comes into that area with you. So when we start the class, we will start with a Ritsu Rei, which is the standing Rei. This will ensure that the class has started. As stated, expect shorter sessions because with social distancing we may have to split our 2 sessions that we do on a Saturday into 3 so we can maintain that social distancing and get everyone doing Aikido. Have no physical contact unless with a person from inside your family or household social bubble. It will be a slow phased return, so you'll be doing individual drills such as solo kata, uchikomi, which is fitting in. We'll be doing fitness training, but the fitness training will be light stretching type exercise. We will not be doing cardiovascular type exercise. And we'll be doing weapons work as well. If you need to leave the mat for any reason, you need to ask the coach so the coach knows exactly where you're going. If you need to draw attention to the coach, just sit down in your 3 metre square and one of the coaches will approach you and ask you what your problem is. If you're feeling unwell, just sit down in the area as well. If we're on a tatami and you need to leave the tatami, ensure that you put your zori on. We do not want you walking around the sports centre in bare feet. Be prepared as well, if we're not using tatami, be prepared to turn up to the session in training shoes. We may use a badminton court at first and ask members to keep their training shoes on or trainers on. The class will finish with a standing bow. We'll then ask people to leave the dojo, and we may file them out in the rows rather than everyone walking out the door at one time. So we file the people out in the rows. As you leave, please do not gather and meet up with friends. Do not go into the changing room. We don't use socialising inside or outside the sports centre. So leave the building straight away with your parents and get into the car. If you're walking, maintain social distance guidelines. If you're going by public transport, ensure that you're following government guidelines. So ensure that you're using face covering. If you are on your return home, rather, shower and wash your gi. So ensure that you wash yourself and your gi is washed, ready for the next practice. When you wash your gi, wash it at 60 degrees and use some sort of detergent with an antibactericide as well.